Every time I've gone against this one rule, I've paid the price for it every time. So trust me, bro, just listen to me on this one. Never tolerate disrespect. See, I was in Rome the other day, and I wanted to see the Colosseum like an actual tourist. So I stood outside in a queue with 600 or 700 people, just waiting to go into the Colosseum, along with my friends. And the thing is, the security guys, they kind of overbooked the tickets, right? So basically what happened is that they had like 1,000 people come in, and they didn't know what to do with this mob of tourists. So they were just letting in little by little by little at a time. So my friend was like, it's so hot, I'm gonna go get a drink. So he went to go and get the water, and I was standing in that queue. So around 15 minutes passed, and then the security guard started letting in large swaths of people, like 100 people at a time, 100, 200, 300, and eventually I got to the front. So I was on the phone to these guys, like, hurry your ass up, they're letting people in, you're gonna miss your tickets. And this security guard, which was dealing with like 1,000 people at a time, and he looked at me and he was like, there's no time to call all of Mumbai, get in. So pause right there. I knew he meant it as a joke. I knew he was juggling a mob of 1,000 tourists in his second language, which is English, as obviously his first language is Italian. Yet I still looked him in the eye, turned around and unleashed public humiliation for that snarky racist comment. Imagine if you were in that guy's place. You're trying to juggle thousands of tourists from all around the world in your second language is English, his first language obviously being Italian, and with the slip of a tongue you accidentally make a racist joke. He was completely humiliated. He stood there frozen like a deer in headlights, just smiling, having no clue what to do next. 1 second he's trying to manage this whole crowd, their superior is completely overbooked, and the next he's getting completely judged by everyone in that area. Now here's the thing, I could have let it go. I knew it was an insult, I knew it was a racist remark, I knew it was just a throwaway comment. And I felt bad about doing it. But if you ask me, would I do it again? Every time. Not because of race, not because of a political stance, but because of power. And this is why if you're in that situation, you should do it too. It is safer to be feared than to be loved. Niccolo Machiavelli. Everything that you have is a depreciating asset. You do not have infinite patience. You do not have infinite energy. You do not have infinite self-worth. Every time you allow someone to disrespect you, every time you allow someone to make fun of you or tease you, you are losing a little bit of that self-worth. Albeit it's a little bit, but of course that's going to add up and add up and add up and add up. By that definition, everything is a finite resource if you do not keep topping up. And that's exactly why in life, if you're not moving forwards, you're going to move backwards. If you allow someone to take an inch, they will take a mile. And even if they don't, you are conditioning yourself to accept disrespect, to just allow disrespect. So eventually, over time, you're just going to be more comfortable allowing other people to tease you, allowing other people to disrespect you. You don't want to get into that habit because the debt accumulates, and eventually when it comes to the time when someone is actually really disrespecting you, you're so out of the game, you can't play defense. The more you let this slide, you are basically telling people your boundaries. They can push a little bit more harder. They can say something a little bit more harsher. Also, if you're not holding other people to a certain standard, you will start disrespecting yourself as well, because you're going to feel bad that they said that about yourself, and then you'll feel bad that you didn't do anything to stop them, and then you're going to feel bad that you're allowing that to happen to you. Your principle should be, is that I give utmost respect to everybody else, and I expect the same thing to me. Now that said in mind, there's a fine line between standing up for yourself and then publicly humiliating someone to the point that you're making enemies and there is no return. How do you stand up for yourself but not humiliate the other person publicly? And this comes all down to proportion. Give back a little bit more than you receive. See, people generally have this gauge of justice, right? If you say something or if you do something, they know what a proportional response would be. But if you go completely over that line and you completely humiliate them in public, you're going to just create hatefulness. You're going to create someone who is your enemy in essence. And trust me, there are people out there that will not sleep until they see your downfall. There is no point making enemies. You need to stand up for yourself, but you don't need to start making enemies wherever you go. Because then you have to start living your life looking over your shoulder all the time. So a quick and effective and foolproof way to do this is to actually just let your reputation go ahead of you. Let other people know what you stand for. Let other people know that you expect respect and you don't tolerate disrespect. Let other people know, be vocal about your boundaries, what you stand for, what you don't stand for. You know the saying that goes, when there's blood in the water, sharks start circling. You need to project power to the point other people know that you are strong. And when other people know that you're strong, they're not going to come and attack you. They're not going to come and make fun of you or use you as an easy target. When you're weak and when you're tired, come across as strong. When you're strong, come across as weak. That is what you need to do. Another way to do this is to actually project that power. What does power come from? In today's society, power comes from popularity, it comes from fame, it comes from other people knowing you, right? So who are the ones that hold power today? If you look at it, so many people just have their brains conditioned by social media. Everybody in the world is ingrained in their heads what the visual cues of power are today. So, for example, who are the ones that hold a lot of power and a lot of prestige, and a lot of influence today? influencers, right? YouTubers, podcast hosts, all these people on the internet, political figures, all of these people embody this kind of power. In the same way that they get power and prestige by entertaining people, getting other people to like them, you can do that too. The more people that know you, the more people that like you, the more power that you have, the more people that are with you. And that is what crafts your reputation. Now, if someone tries to attack you and you have a lot of people that like you, everybody else is just going to judge them because they're attacking you. Our second point is actually draw that line in the sand. Make sure that other people know where your boundaries are, where you stand. If they cross those boundaries by trying to insult you or make fun of you, you need to call them out. Every time they're trying to insult you or make fun of you, they're automatically thinking, how much can I get away with? How much more can I say? You need to draw that line and make them stand on the other side of that line. Now, this is the tricky part. You need to be firm, but you need to be fair. For example, if someone insults you in public, you're going to take them to the side and you're going to be like, that's not cool, what are you talking about? You either do this publicly or privately, but you make sure that that is challenged. Make sure as soon as they try to take an inch, they don't take another inch. Because as I said, if they take an inch, they're going to take a mile. But then you're going to follow it up with something like, see, I know you're not a bad guy, I know you didn't mean to insult me like this, but don't do this in the future. And now you're giving them mercy. You're showing them that you've called them out and you've confronted them, and now you're giving them mercy and not destroy them, basically. And that leads us to our next point. Do we do this publicly or do we do this privately? By far, the best way in order to maintain order and maintain your respect is to make a public spectacle of somebody. If someone comes at you in public, if someone is trying to attack you in public verbally or abuse you or insult you, they know exactly what they're doing. This is not give them a benefit of the doubt moment. They know if they make fun of you successfully and everybody else laughs, they're basically one-upping you on the social ladder. They're proving to everybody that they're top dog. Now, this isn't a very masculine thing to do. This is not a very classy thing to do, so never do it. But if someone tries to attack you and use this method to attack you and call you out in public, make sure you destroy them and make sure you pin that responsibility on them, because they knew exactly what they were doing. They knew the risks of what was about to be played out. Often when you come back with defense or you come back with a solid comeback, they're going to laugh it off. They're going to be like, I'm just joking. They're not. Pin it on them. Hold them accountable of what they just said. And you can do this by doing three things: volume, contempt, and humiliation. Simply raising your volume and lowering your pitch is plenty enough to scare someone. You don't need these witty comebacks. You don't need these clever rebuttals. Sheer physical intimidation works every time. And the second one is to treat them with contempt. If they say something, you gotta look at them and you're gonna be like, you're lower than me. What is wrong with you? When you look at them with contempt, when you look at them like they're good for nothing, they will feel it. You will feel that you're higher on the social ladder than them. You will feel that you have more worth than them. This method is so underrated because it works remarkably. The power of that dirty look and that look of contempt, you feel it when someone else does it to you. 100% guaranteed the other person's going to feel it as well. Now finally, when someone tries to take a jab at you in public, you know that they've come in on purpose. They know exactly what they're doing. So when you go in, make sure you go in for the knockout blow. So that leads us to the tactic which I'm going to teach you right now, and it's public humiliation, making a spectacle of this person. And it's actually very easy when you have a lot of practice. If you can come up with witty comebacks, if you can come up with statements where you can completely destroy the other person after they take an insult at you, 100% great. This takes months of practice of confidence and wit. And if you actually want to be witty and you want to build this skill up, you've got to click that video up there, because that outlines exactly how Deadpool and Harvey Specter and all these people who are very, very witty, people are actually scared of them, how you can learn from them and become witty yourself. But assuming you're not a master of wit, you're not that confident yet. If someone takes a jab at you, you need to get other people involved because they love the drama as long as they're not in the center of it. You're going to be like, did you hear what he said? What a retarded thing to say. What a disrespectful thing to say. That shift in focus is what they're not going to expect. Because if someone insults you, they're trying to put all the focus on you. They're trying to get everyone to look at you. But you know what they're not ready for? When the attention shifts back to themselves. When you actually stop taking shit from people and you make your boundaries very clear and other people know that you're capable of insulting them, other people know that you're capable of public humiliation, they'll start easing off. They'll start thinking twice before they start to disrespect you. They always have that lingering fear at the back of their head. What's he going to do next? What will he do if I say this? And that fear itself cuts a lot of momentum from what they're going to say. And eventually you're going to be like, God, don't worry about it. I'm not going to do that because he's going to publicly humiliate me. Now, this trick only works because you're effectively shifting the focus off you on someone else. And if you want to learn how to do that effectively, click that video over there and Tony Stark will teach you exactly how you can set the stage and control people's frames.